All right, let's talk about the big global cat and mouse game happening right now. You've got governments on one side desperately trying to tax all the money flowing through our screens and blockchains. And on the other, well, you've got the digital economy itself. Today, we are breaking down this chase.
I mean, think about it. How do you actually tax an economy that has no borders? That is the billion-dollar or maybe trillion-dollar question that governments are scrambling to answer. And make your mistake, they are coming for crypto and digital profits. It's rewriting the rules for pretty much everyone. So, the only question left for you is, are you ready for it?
So, to really get a handle on this huge global shift, we're going to zoom in on one country that's making some seriously bold moves. Let's look at Kenya. Their 2025 Finance Act is basically a perfect case study. It's like a blueprint for how governments everywhere are trying to overhaul their tax laws for the digital age. Okay, so first up, let's look at a really practical change that affects everyday business. We're talking about the tax-free daily allowance, the per diem. It's jumping from 2,000 all the way up to 10,000 Kenyan shillings. This is really just the government acknowledging rising costs, giving employees a bit more untaxed cash in their pocket when they travel for work. But honestly, this is just the warm-up act. All right, now for the really big move. Kenya is totally changing its Significant Economic Presence Tax, or SEP. Now, before, a foreign digital company only had to worry about this if they were making over 5 million shillings from Kenya. Well, guess what? That minimum is gone. Poof! Now, that means any non-resident business providing digital services in the country is on the hook for taxes. The net they're using to catch this revenue just got a whole lot wider. And the overhaul? Oh, it goes even deeper. For businesses, the amount of time you can carry forward your losses is now capped at 5 years, and you can't offset your capital losses against your gains anymore. But, it's not all stick. There's some carrot here too. They're bringing in something called advanced pricing agreements. This is actually a pretty big deal. It lets international companies basically pre-negotiate their tax deals with the government, which gives them a ton of certainty. You can see the strategy, right? Close the old loopholes, but also modernize the system to make it attractive for global business to play by the rules. But all of this is really just the setup for what I think is the most fascinating part of Kenya's new law. I'm talking about the great crypto tax puzzle. Because on the surface, it looks like the government is sending completely contradictory signals about digital assets. It's confusing. So check this out. On the one hand, the new law gets rid of the 3% tax on the transfer or exchange of digital assets. Just gone. And at first glance, you'd think, wow, that's a huge win for the crypto industry. It looks like Kenya is trying to encourage innovation, by easing up on the taxes. But then you see this quote from the Kenya Revenue Authority, the KRA. And they're not talking about stepping back at all. They're talking about building a robust and efficient system to collect taxes on crypto. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound like they're giving up, does it? So what is really going on here? And here, my friends, is the plot twist. While they're repealing that old simple tax, the tax authority is quietly building a brand new, high-tech surveillance system in the background. We're talking AI and machine learning to create a tool that will plug directly into crypto exchanges to monitor all transactions in real time. So they aren't dropping the tax. No. They're getting ready to collect it in a way that is way more powerful and comprehensive than ever before. You see, this whole strategy of repeal and replace, getting rid of an old simple rule and replacing it with powerful technology, this isn't just a Kenyan story, not at all. What's happening in Nairobi is actually a signal of a much, much bigger global trend. So now, let's hop over to the United States and look at a very similar move that's taking shape. Okay, over in the US, the game changer is a new tax form coming in 2025. It's called the 1099-DA. And for the very first time, this is going to force crypto brokers, think Coinbase, Kraken, all the big ones, to report your transaction data directly to you and to the IRS. This is a massive shift. It's basically pulling crypto out of the shadows and dragging it right into the traditional financial reporting system.
But this new transparency, it's creating some major headaches for investors. For starters, there's this new wallet-by-wallet method. You can't average your costs anymore, which could mean a much bigger tax bill on some of your trades. Then there's the problem of cost basis, the original price you paid. A lot of the time, the brokers just won't have that info, which means the burden is on you to prove it. If you can't, you could get taxed on the entire sale amount. And maybe the craziest part of all this, the brokers have up to a year to send you this form, so you could get it after you've already filed your taxes. It's not just complicated, it's a total minefield of potential mistakes and overpayments. So, look, Whether it's a super smart AI system in Kenya or a crazy complex new form in the United States, the message is exactly the same. What we're watching right now in real time is the creation of a brand new rulebook for a brand new kind of money. So what does all of this global regulatory blitz actually mean for you? Let's break it down. First, global scrutiny is way up. Governments from DC to Nairobi are talking to each other. There's really nowhere left to hide. Second, this puts way more responsibility on your shoulders to track every single little transaction. Third, the Wild West days of crypto, yeah, those are coming to an end, fast. And finally, and this is a big one, tax authorities are basically becoming tech companies, using AI and big data to make sure you're following the new rules. And all of this leaves us with one huge fundamental question. Is this global push to tax and regulate everything going to crush the very innovation that made the digital economy so exciting in the first place? Or is this just the painful but totally necessary step that finally makes it all go mainstream? Honestly, the entire future of digital finance is hanging right there, in the balance.